In the last episode, I took a trip to my favorite fresh juice bar to get my favorite breakfast bowl. Unbeknownst to me, baby had sprung a leak. Now, I didn't think it was that bad, so I took a short 10-minute drive to my mom's to celebrate my 42nd birthday. Unfortunately, her leak got worse, much worse. So my planned trip to Cambria and Santa Barbara basically got canceled. To which I'm completely bummed because I was planning on surprising you guys. I had been thinking about for the longest time, I have been wanting to do my own tour videos for my channel rather than doing tour videos for someone else's channel and having them reap all the rewards. So at this time, I really can't say for sure when each episode for a tour video will come out, but I do plan to do them on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Since I'm stuck here without baby, I might as well give you the backstory about who I am and why I got into van life. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. In the beginning, there was darkness. Then a big bang changed everything. It started out pretty rocky and seemed like it was getting worse. Then Jesus came and saved the day. Not much happened after that. Some wars, plagues, and a bunch of other shit nobody remembers. Aliens crash land in Roswell, New Mexico. And anal probing is at an all-time high. This guy stood up for what he believed in, and he was assassinated for it. This guy changed rock and roll music forever. This man was considered the sexiest man alive in 1969. He would often pull out his penis to the crowd and then escape to Paris to avoid prosecution because penis in public is bad in America. This guy swore he saw ETs and it took it to his grave, which the American government still denies to this day for some stupid reason. Then something magical happened. This handsome devil met this pretty lady and they boned like rabbits. They were like peas and carrots. Then they did the unthinkable. They got hitched, had cake, and ate it too. Then they had a big party. I'm pretty sure that guy to the left is Luke Skywalker. The whole family was there. Grandpa had so much fun. Seriously though, he was a really great guy. He was definitely the life of the party. A modern marvel of useful and equally useless information. True story. Grandpa Tony was one of the funniest, loving, and hardworking guys I've ever known. Even the pets had a blast. Then it was over just as quickly as it came. Then the real miracle happened. They made something beautiful. They popped out this little monster. Baby Travis Cosentino, born August 10th, 1978. 7 pounds, 12 ounces of pure sex appeal. Everybody wanted to hold me. I learned to gamble. I rode white stallions like a stud. I could solve any puzzle thrown at me. I was that smart. They blessed me with gifts from foreign lands made in China. Fed me the finest dishes money can buy. Captain Crunch, of course. Life was good. Mom was happy, and so was Dad. Grandma Greta taught me how to play video games like Wolfenstein and Doom. She was one of my best friends. They both were. I will remember them always. I miss them a lot. I had the luxury of television, which was the bee's knees. Sometimes we'd go fishing or take flying lessons just for shits and giggles. Horseback riding came natural to me, of course. Story time was the best. Thanks, Grandma. This is Mom's very first double exposure of me, and 35 years later, she finally followed her dreams and became a photographer. I was a pretty cute kid. So what did we learn today? That two beautiful people came together and had some bread and made this, which turned into this, a really ridiculously good-looking man. Right. Seriously though, I turned out pretty good, thanks to my family and friends. School sucked. I wasn't a fan. This is me and my sis. I'm 18. I joined the military. It sucked too. It's too much politics. I got out and shortly after became a bartender. I partied my ass off for all of my 20s and frankly, I hardly remember much of it. Then I moved to Palm Desert to get my shit together. Mom helped me a lot. She gave me good advice, good direction, and I'm forever grateful for that. I started drawing again, and I'm still pretty proud of those. I got all spiritual, I found God, did some tarot, and I learned to levitate, which is actually not as hard as it looks. But that's when I found my true passion, which was photography and film. In fact, I was a photographer before I was a filmmaker, which is pretty common. I started with landscape, then I got into professional real estate photography, to which I occasionally still do this to this day, but I fell in love with portrait work. I was afraid to shoot people for the longest time. But I'm so glad I overcame that fear because it turns out I'm pretty good at that too. Then I met this guy. This is Dylan Magaster. He lives in this van, down by the river. I met him in Joshua Tree at the Natural Sisters Cafe. It's a vegan restaurant. A few weeks later, He offered to sell me his van, to which I regretfully turned down. But shortly after, I did some work for him and I got to meet these super rad people. Then I bought Baby, and she's not the prettiest thing, but she was mine, and I loved her. Exactly 1 year later, after purchasing Baby, I started the build. Now, I had zero experience in construction, electrical, or plumbing. I had no garage, no tools. I had to rent everything and to work outside in the desert heat. It's not a fun experience. I don't recommend it. After 3 weeks of intensive labor, she was done and ready for the road. 1 week later, I moved into my van and I headed for the beach. That's where I met my very first van life friend, Bridget. She showed me the ropes and helped me meet other van lifers along the way. I had finally achieved the goal I set out to do 2 years prior, and I was finally living van life. Then I started working with Chris at Tiny Home Tours, and that's when I started meeting the people that changed my life. They helped me to see the value in minimalism and to be free. So now you're caught up on the brief history of who I am and how I got into this crazy world called van life. And then I started meeting the people that changed my I can do this. This is easy. It's easy. So now you're caught up with, oh my gosh, why is this last part so hard? I can do this. I can do it. Okay, I just gotta play with my hair. Just gotta play with it. Just gotta play with it. Okay. That's it. Got it. Nailed it.